I do enjoy my handiwork. You really get to see what the Covenant can do in this game, as opposed to the first Halo. Banshees?
There was only one ship.
One? Are you sure?
Yes. They called it the Pillar of Autumn.
Excited murmuring.
Why was it not destroyed with the rest of their fleet?
Now, I have the,
Fire to their planet. But I followed with all the
Escape's Reach.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Blinded?
Paralyzed? Dumbstruck?
No.
Yet the humans were able to evade your ships, land on the sacred ring, and desecrate it with their filthy footsteps.
Noble hierarchs, surely you understand that once the parasite attacked...
Distressed outcries.
There will be
I have the subtitles on because I have to have this TV on low,
Right to focus
or else
your
the mic picks up the sound from the TV.
This demon, this Master Chief.
By the time I learned the demon's intent, there was nothing I could do.
Indignant clamoring. Tartarus?
Has gone on long enough. Make an example of this bungler. The Council demands it.
You are one of our most treasured instruments. Long have you led your fleet with honor and distinction. But your inability to safeguard Halo was a colossal failure.
Nay, it was heresy.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
Jesus.
No, you will not.
Authoritative bark.
Soon the great journey shall begin. But when it does, the weight of your heresy will stay your feet, and you shall be left behind.
If you want to know how much of a magnificent bastard the Prophet of Truth is, read Halo Contact Harvest. Marathon class.
The plating was about to fail. There's viscosity throughout the gel layer. Optics, totally fried. And let's not even talk about the power supply. You know how expensive this gear is, son?
Tell that to the Covenant.
Well, I guess it was all obsolete anyway. Your new suit's a Mark VI. Just came up from Songnam this morning. Try
Cool.
and take it easy until you get used to the upgrades. Okay, let's test your targeting first thing. Please look at the top light. Good. Now look at the bottom light. All right. Look at the top light again. That's it. Now the bottom one. Okay. Everything checks out. Stand by. I'm going to offline the inhibitors. Move around a little. Get a feel for it. When you're ready, come meet me by the zapper.
Wee! Wee!
Hey, take it easy.
Shut up.
Careful, you'll tear a tendon doing that.
No, I won't. Wee!
Fine, but don't come crying to me when you rip your leg out of its socket.
Okay. Now, Halo 2, you have noticed... There's something I want to talk about before I continue. Halo 2, you've already noticed... The jump in graphics from Halo 1 to Halo 2 is huge. Just mind-bogglingly massive. Some people call that an exaggeration. I don't think it is. Take a look at what the first Halo was, and now look at what Halo 2 looks like. And it's a huge jump. Yeah, there's texture pops, but even games in this generation, such as Oblivion, Mass Effect, what have you, suffer from that. Although they say they fixed that in Mass Effect 2. We shall see when we get our hands on it. Halo 2, one of the reasons Halo 2 looks so much better is it uses a technique called normal mapping, which, correct me if I'm wrong, was first used by a game called Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. Basically, how this works, again, correct me if I'm wrong, is you have a high-res texture wrapped around a low-poly model, and each area of this texture is told how to react to light. So what you get is the illusion of a 3D model. Basically, it's bump mapping on steroids. And it was pioneered by Chronicles of Escape from Butcher Bay. It was very, very underused, from what I know. I remember one of the creators of the original Xbox complaining about, why didn't more people use that? Because it really does look phenomenal. And I believe it's used quite a bit now, particularly in Halo 3. Halo 2 got a lot of flack from the texture pops, but as you can see, it didn't really take away from the experience very much. Whee! We're going to note a few differences with the interface. First off, there are 2 grenade icons at the top of the screen as opposed to the one. Your shield gauge is above your motion tracker now, and you'll notice there's no health bar in this game. You have regenerating health. Basically, as long as you don't take too much damage once your shield goes down, you can just take cover and wait for it to restore itself. Okay, what other gameplay changes? There are a lot of little changes in this game that really changed the way Halo played. And Halo Combat Evolved was the first Halo game, but Halo 2 is the beginning of Halo, as we know it now. Excuse me. In Halo 3 and Halo 3 ODST. This was the beginning of it. This is really where Halo 3's gameplay started. Halo was just a general shooter. Halo 2 is what brought all the gameplay mechanics that you see in Halo 3. So what else? What else is there to talk about? It controls almost the same buttons. So if you've played any little bit of the original Halo, you're going to be able to get into this game fairly quickly. The flashlight is mounted on the helmet, so you have this weird-ass bob when you're moving around. It goes where you're looking, and it changes position, as the character changes position, steps around and such. You're going to notice there's a lack of a flashlight gauge. I think it just automatically turns off. That can be a problem at some points, but you don't really get to those kinds of points until later on in the game. I also want you to notice that the game, unlike the first Halo, actually has physics. And I know that this isn't actually, this thing doesn't seem to be moving around very much. Okay, limited physics. But it's not a big deal now, but it was a big deal when Halo 2 first came out. The looks, the new physics engine, it all sort of like came together, and it all had everybody excited. I remember when Halo 2 first came out, it was a circus. Completely and utterly.
Pay attention, because I'm only going over this once.
What?
This station will test your recharging energy shield.
I was talking.
Step on in, I'll show you.
Shield test station. It was a circus when Halo 2 came out.
Your new armor shields are extremely resilient, very efficient.
This
Much
is
better than the Covenant tech we used for the Mark V.
That's right. The
Go ahead and use the switch in front of you to start the shield test.
The original shield for Master Chief from the first Halo was actually reverse engineered from Covenant.
Place your hand on the touchpad.
Would you shut up and let me talk? Fine, we'll do it your way.
Bingo! As you can see, they recharge a lot faster.
Old Johnson?
If your shields go down, find some cover, wait for the meter to read fully charged.
That, or he can hide behind me.
Which you can do.
You done with my boy here, Master Guns? I don't see any training wheels.
His armor's working fine, Johnson. You're free to go, son. Just remember, take things slow.
Don't worry, I'll hold his hand.
So, Johnson, when you gonna tell me how you made it back home in one piece?
Sorry, Guns. It's classified.
My ass! Well, you can forget about those adjustments to your A2 scope.